Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by your emotions and impulses? Do you want to cultivate a sense of calm and control in your life? In this video, we'll explore the ancient philosophy of Stoicism and its practical applications in modern life. 1. Taking deep breaths. Simple but powerful, deep breathing can help us get back in charge of our feelings and thoughts. We can use it whenever we want, no matter where we are or what we're getting ready. The Stoics thought that our breath shows how we are feeling inside. Our breath gets short and quick when we're upset. Our breath is slow and deep when we're calm. We can change our inner state and feel more calm and clear by actively controlling our breath. Close your eyes and allow yourself to be in the present moment for a while. Take note of any feelings or thoughts that come up. Then let them go. Pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to how the air entering and leaving your nose feels. Slow down the speed of your breath. Take a big breath in and let the air fill your lungs. Then slowly let all the air out of your lungs. For a few minutes, keep breathing slowly and deeply. Try to stay in a pace that feels good to you. Imagine that you are breathing in peace and calm, and breathing out worry and tension as you breathe. Open your eyes and bring your attention back to the present moment when you're ready. Even when things are going crazy, this practice can help us feel calm and clear. It lets us break out of the cycle of reaction and answer with thought instead of acting without thinking. However, deep breathing isn't just a way to check our responses. It can also help you become more self-aware. Putting our attention on our breath and focused on it can help us become more aware of our feelings and thoughts. We can look at them without judging them and learn about ourselves. Being more aware can be helped by taking deep breaths. Keeping our attention on our breath can help us stay in the present. We don't have to hold on to unhappy memories or fears about the future. Instead, we can fully enjoy the present moment. Deep breathing is good for your body in many ways. It can lower blood pressure, ease digestion, lower stress, and make you healthier. In addition, it can help us sleep better and give us more energy. Remember that deep breathing won't help right away. It's something that needs to be done over and over again with care. It's not about trying to get into a certain state or force our breath. It's about becoming more aware of our breath in a kind, non-judgmental way and using it to help us control ourselves. 2. Grow your empathy. A key part of Stoic thought is developing empathy, which is also a key part of training our minds to respond instead of react. Empathy is being able to understand and share someone else's thoughts. It means putting ourselves in someone else's shoes and seeing things from their point of view. The Stoics thought that kindness was important for living a good life with others. These people understood that everything we do has an effect on those around us as well as on ourselves. By learning to understand how others feel, we can build better relationships, show compassion, and make smarter choices. To build understanding, you must first learn to listen. Give someone your full attention when they talk. Instead of planning your answer, try to see things from their point of view. Don't forget that the point is not to agree or argue, but to understand. Think about things from the other person's point of view. Think about what you would do and how you would feel if you were them. This can help you understand why they do what they do and how to treat them with kindness. Try not to judge other people when you listen to them. Remember that everyone has their own problems and story. Do not judge. Instead, try to learn. This can help you care about the other person instead of criticizing or condemning them. To have empathy, you need to care about the other person as well as understand them. You should try to feel sorry for other people. Always keep in mind that everyone makes mistakes. If we work on having sensitivity, we can be kind even when things are hard. Being self-aware is the first step to having empathy. Try to figure out how you feel and why you act the way you do. This can help you deal with your own feelings and other people's feelings with more care. One strong way to show understanding is to forgive. To do this, you have to choose to let go of your anger and understand that everyone makes mistakes. We can fix our relationships and keep our inner peace by learning to forgive. According to the Stoics, everyone is a part of the same big picture. We are all linked, and our basic needs are to be happy and stay away from pain. By realizing that we are all human, we can learn to care about all living things. It's not always easy to be empathetic. We need to be patient, understand, and open to seeing things from someone else's point of view. But the rewards are very great. We can connect with others more deeply, show kindness, and make smarter choices when we have empathy. It helps us think about how to react to the world around us instead of just responding without thinking. Not only is empathy good for our relationships and choices, it's also good for our own health. Empathy has been shown to lower stress, improve mental health, and make people happier with their lives. We can improve our ties with others and our own quality of life by learning to understand how they feel. To train our brains to respond instead of react, we need to work on developing empathy. It means carefully listening, practicing seeing things from other people's points of view, letting go of judgment, growing compassion, thinking about our own feelings, forgiving others, and remembering that we are all human. We need to be patient, understand, and open to seeing things from someone else's point of view. The advantages are huge, both for our health and our relationships. 3. Try the pause and reflect method. Stoic philosophy is based on the pause and reflect method, which is also a very useful way to control our reactions. One benefit of this exercise is that it helps us control our impulses and think carefully about what we do. Let's learn more about this method and how it can help us train our minds to respond instead of react. Setting a time gap between the event and your reaction is the first step in the pause and reflect method. This gap gives us the room to think and act after giving it some thought. There is a moment of calm in the middle of all the chaos. It gives you a chance to stabilize yourself before going on. There are several things you can do to make this gap. One of these is deep breathing, which we talked about earlier. It calms your body and mind, which makes it easier to fight the urge to move right away. Leaving the situation physically is another thing you can do. In this case, stepping away could mean leaving for a short time or longer, based on what is possible. The pause and reflect method is more than just figuring out what's going on and controlling your responses. You should also learn from your mistakes and grow as a person. Please keep in mind that the pause and reflect method is not a one-time fix. It's a habit that needs constant work and dedication. It will get easier to control your responses as you use it more. You don't have to use this method only in tough conditions. It can be used whenever you want to make sure that what you're doing is in line with your goals and ideals. One way to live mindfully and handle the difficulties of life with knowledge and grace is to use this tool. It's very helpful to train our minds to respond instead of react with the pause and reflect method. It means putting some time between what happened and how we react to it so that we can think about it and learn from it. Stoicism is embodied in this practice, which tells us to be thoughtful, self-aware, and emotionally intelligent in our daily lives. 4. Learn to be patient. People in our fast-paced world don't always remember to be patient. We expect results right away and get angry when things don't go as planned in this world of instant satisfaction. Stoicism tells us that we need to be patient in order to live a happy and peaceful life. When we practice patience, we can handle failures and problems with grace and persistence instead of getting angry or frustrated. To be patient, you must first be able to accept things as they are. The idea of Stoicism tells us that we can't change what happens to us, but we can change how we react to it. When you're in a tough spot, try to accept it instead of fighting it or denying it. Don't forget that the universe doesn't follow our timetable. Things might not happen right away, but that doesn't mean they won't happen at all. When we accept what is, we can let go of what we want and focus on the here and now. To be patient, you have to pay attention to the process instead of the result. We tend to focus on the end result and forget about the journey in our goal-oriented culture. Stoicism tells us that the way things happen is just as important as how they turn out. As you work toward your goal, try to enjoy the journey. Pay attention to the little steps and progress you make every day, instead of how far you still need to go. Don't forget that every big accomplishment began with a single step. Being mindful is a great way to learn to be patient. Being fully involved with our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings in the present moment is a part of it. Try to bring your attention to the present moment when you are going through a tough time. Pay attention to your feelings and thoughts, but don't let them run your life. Instead, pay attention to your breath and how your body feels. This can help you stay grounded and answer with thought instead of acting without thinking. Another strong way to build patience is to practice gratitude. It means noticing and being thankful for the good things in our lives, even when bad things happen. When bad things happen, try to think of something good about them. Everything from a beautiful sunset to a nice act from a stranger could do it. Being thankful helps us see things in a new light and concentrate on the good things in our lives. Part of being patient is being able to forgive others. It means letting go of our anger and hatred toward people who have hurt us. We should expect to feel angry or hurt when someone hurts us. We only feel more pain and sorrow when we hold on to these feelings. Instead, try to learn how to forgive. Remember that forgiving someone doesn't mean you agree with what they did or forget about what happened. It means making the choice to let go of the bad feelings and move on. Accepting that things aren't perfect is a key part of learning to be patient. People expect everyone to be perfect, but the truth is that no one is. We all make mistakes and have bad luck sometimes. Try to accept your flaws instead of trying to be perfect. Know that you will fail and make mistakes, but don't let those things define who you are. Make the most of them as chances to learn and grow. Being patient is a process of getting to know yourself and growing as a person. It means accepting truth, focusing on the process, being mindful, practicing gratitude, forgiving others, and accepting that you aren't perfect. It makes us take a moment to breathe, slow down, and think before we act. Always keep in mind that the goal is not to become passive or sluggish, but to handle problems and failures with grace and persistence. The goal is not to be a doormat, but to show resilience, wisdom, and kindness. 5. Improve your emotional intelligence. A big part of training our brains to respond instead of react is improving our emotional intelligence. It's about being aware of our feelings, controlling them well, and being able to understand how other people feel. Being aware of yourself is the first step to building emotional intelligence. This means being aware of our feelings as they come up and knowing where they come from. It means being aware of how our feelings affect our thoughts, actions, and relationships with other people. According to Stoicism, we should look at our feelings without judging them. Take a step back and look at our feelings instead of letting them take over. We can learn more about our emotional patterns and triggers this way, which helps us react better. Step 2 is to learn how to handle yourself. We can choose how to deal with our feelings once we are aware of them. This means taking good care of our feelings so they help us instead of controlling us. Stoicism tells us that we can't change the things that happen to us, but we can change how we react to them. Keeping our feelings in check helps us deal with problems in a strong and smart way, instead of acting on impulse. We don't have to hide our feelings or act like they don't exist. It means being aware of them, accepting them, and picking how to react to them. It means that we should use our feelings as tools instead of letting them control us. Third, be aware of other people. This means feeling what other people are feeling and seeing things from their point of view. It's about being aware of how people feel in social settings and responding in the right way. Stoicism tells us to care about other people and understand how they feel. We can treat people with kindness and understanding instead of anger or indifference if we understand how they feel. Taking care of relationships is the fourth step. To do this, we need to use our emotional intelligence to make connections that are strong and healthy. It's about getting your point across clearly, solving problems in a healthy way, and working together to reach shared goals. One of the most important things in our lives is our interactions, as taught by Stoicism. Emotional intelligence helps us connect with others in a deeper, more important way. We can react to their needs and worries with understanding and empathy, and we can make the environment safe and caring for everyone. Try to understand how other people feel about things. Think about what they're going through and why they're acting that way. This can help us understand how they feel and treat them with kindness and respect. To build good, healthy relationships, you need to talk to each other. Active listening, speaking clearly and firmly, and being open to feedback and helpful criticism are all things that we should do. Find out what other people think about how we're doing with our emotional intelligence. This can help us figure out what we need to work on and how to get better. To train our brains to respond instead of react, we need to work on our emotional intelligence. It means being aware of and controlling our feelings, being able to understand and relate to other people's feelings, and making strong, healthy connections with other people. It takes us to be aware, thoughtful, understanding, and good at talking to each other. It is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth to train our brains to respond instead of react. It means becoming more self-aware, having understanding, being patient, and having emotional intelligence. It makes us take a moment to breathe, slow down, and think before we act. Remember that the goal is not to get rid of our feelings, but to control them well. To become stoic doesn't mean to be emotionless. It means to be strong, good, and wise, which is what Stoicism means.